Welcome, Center of Light. How are you doing today? Keith Anthony Blanchard here. I woke up this morning looking for a presentation to do, and something came across my feed, and it felt good. So that was my barometer to say, this is what I'm going to do my show about tonight. Welcome to Center of Light, the best educational, spiritual entertainment show on the internet. Tonight is Center of Light Martyr or Martyrs. In the name of love, one more in the name of love. Early morning, April 4, shot rings out in the Memphis sky. Free at last, they took your life, but they could not take your pride. In the name of love. Hello, KK, Rena, Nori, Care on YouTube, my friends on You Now. Let me do some refreshing so I can see everyone without bouncing from screen to screen. Lifetime to lifetime. All right, that should do it. So tonight is Center of Light Martyr. Those who have lived and died for the greater good. That includes a whole lot of people. Pretty much anyone who's ever come to the earth, in fact, in such a way. People of 9/11, hello Kelly. People of 9/11, they were martyrs. Hello Dana. They were martyrs, I tell you. Though they were not conscious of the fact that they were going to exit the planet, granted, doesn't take away the martyrdom that belongs to them. Is it possible people in 9/11 came to the earth? Hello, Melinda. Is it possible people came to the earth, speaking about the event of 9/11, only to one day to exit? So the ones that were left, not left behind, but moved forward rather, was because of their sacrifice. Policemen, firemen, soldiers, COVID fatalities. What if this is all for the greater good? Of course it is. Are we living in that time of those before us in history, those public figures, a few of them I'm going to be speaking about tonight? Was that all preparation for now, the time of the greatest good? The likelihood is absolutely 100%. So tonight is Center of Light Martyr. I got to get my pronunciations correct. I still got a little Cajun French in me. Martyr, order, ardor. Hello, everyone. Let me look at my notes. "9/11, martyrs. Horus, martyr. Soldiers, firemen, policemen." I am speaking about, like I said just a minute ago, public figures for these presentations, but we are all martyrs in some way. Hello, my brother Bob and David. If you look at this banner, I love making the banners as much as I love doing the presentations. I look forward to making these banners. I get on Google Images and I type in exactly what I'm looking for. So this morning, looking for a presentation, I saw a post about the band U2, Bono, and the song In the Name of Love. And I started poking around and was like, oh my God, this is delicious. I want something nutritious. Hello, Pam Drennan, Angel Girl. So in the name of love, what is love? It's always the greater good for everyone. Even when push comes to shove, you stay planted and firm in your convictions, your beliefs, your morals, more so your ethics. So tonight we're going to be touching briefly, hello Ted, tonight we're going to be touching very briefly, even though their life may have been brief, these martyrs that I'm going to speak about, their life was at such depth, it's eternal, beyond brief. Good grief. People who said, I am willing to live and die Freedom! The movie Braveheart. Soldiers, conscious soldiers rather, who are truly going at each other for the right reasons. One moment, let me try something. There we go. You, me, and we of all of it, we are all martyrs in some way. We have sacrificed ourselves so that others may live more joyfully. In such a way, we are martyrs. But we cannot ignore the divine order of such a ones on the great stage of earth and the public light that we also go down. We all saw go down, and I mean go down hard. Others we have heard stories about. Depends on how old you are, I guess. We're going to get into the thick of that here shortly. Let's go to Pay the Bills break. I'll see you very shortly. Welcome to Center of Light, Martyr. In the name of love. One more in the name of love. It brings me to tears. It pains me and blesses me all at the same time. Welcome to Center of Light, the best spiritual education, entertainment on the internet. My name is Keith Anthony Blanchard, or Yanava. I don't care what you call me, just call me sometime. I get a little lonely here in my studio doing what I do. So tonight is Center of Light, Martyr, in the name of love. Early morning, April 4, shot rings out in the Memphis sky. Free at last, they took your life. Could not take your pride in the name of love. Great song. Always loved that song. Let's get down to some Center of Light, Martyr, in the name of love, beeswax. All right, let me get my bullet points. We're going to do a little bit of a trivia. I'm going to share some information here about the song by U2, In the Name of Love. Hello, Lewis, brother, Ted. Everyone, please feel free to share this. Why not? What else is there to do but share something gorgeous between all of you and all of me and the we? I love acknowledging people as to why when people come into the platforms, I'll call you out. I'll call you in. I'll just want to call you. That's why I name everyone. Some people don't do that, and that's okay. I like acknowledging and recognizing people. It brings us together. What other delicious sandwich can there possibly be to make and gnaw on? So let's get to knowing. We're going to be speaking about the song right now, Pride in the Name of Love by the band U2. The lead single from U2's fourth album, the unforgettable, oh my God, I didn't see this, Fire. Everyone knows I am about the divine fire, and it's unforgettable. It's forever. The Unforgettable Fire, U2's fourth album, was a tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King, the civil rights pioneer who was assassinated on April 4th, 1968. Pride was almost universally, I love that word that follows what I'm doing, Pride was almost universally applauded for its sentiment, made it number 3 in the UK, and was the band's first top 40 hit in the United States. However, one critic of the song was none other than the song's lyricist, Bono. In the authorized band bio, U2 by U2, Bono said, "I looked at how glorious that song was and thought, what the fuck," his words, is that all about? It's just a load of vowels ganging up on one man. It's just a load of vowel sounds ganging up on one man. It is emotionally very articulate, if you didn't speak English. Though initially written as a song condemning President Ronald Reagan as his pride in the military strength of the United States, a visit to Martin Luther King exhibit at the Chicago Peace Museum in 1983, along with a couple of books that Bono had been reading at the time, one on Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, he altered the lyrics. He contrasts the approaches of the peaceful King with the more militant X. One man come in the name of love, one man come and go. One man come, he to justify, one man to overthrow in the name of love. The basic theme of martyrs, any martyr, I'm still getting a little tongue-tied on my accent, martyrs, motors. The basic theme of martyrs, peace and love, along with references to King and Jesus Christ. King? Maybe, do we think it's a coincidence that Martin Luther King's last name was King in accordance to living the greater good, which is that was laid down by the law of the Christ? Paint pride as a universal concept of understanding, awareness, and respect for humanity, as opposed to using the word in an arrogant or boastful way. The free at last they took your life, they could not take your pride line is a reference to Dr. King's legendary 1963 speech, "I have a dream." His dream then is becoming realized, awakened now. But the phrase is actually older, dating back to an older spiritual song. A factual error in the lyrics is the time of day King was killed. About Bono's lyrics, he said early morning April 4, shot rang out in the Memphis sky. That's not true. It was a mistake simply on Bono's part. The lyric states early morning April 4, but he was actually killed that evening. Bono later became aware of his mistake and has from time to time changed the lyric in live performances of the song to note the correct time of day. Know that I do so that stops there. Act 1. Let me check a couple of things real quick. Welcome to Center of Light. Tonight we are speaking about martyrdom. We're all dying in some way for the greater good, are we not? I think so. I know so. It looks like me when I look in the mirror. It looks like you. As I get clearer, it looks like all of us. It's a blessing, and it's downright painful. So, as time goes by, we clean up the karma, even if it's not yours. Well, Keith, why am I left holding the bag? Because it's your duty. It's your obligation. to save your nation, your relationship with everything. It belongs to you. You are a light worker or you're not. I would say no matter what religion you employ, I'm going to put this question to any of us. Are you a light worker? So for some religions, they may not know what a light worker is. Are you here to live the greater good and be the example and exemplify beyond morality, but ethics? Immediately, all of our hands go up. Then in some way, you are a martyr. And there's divine order here, I tell you. Are you willing to live? Of course you are. Are you willing to die? Takes us by surprise, doesn't it? You ask a mother whose child is in trouble, she will stand in front of a gun for her child. She will lift up a car, which has been known to do. Lift up a car and by far surpass any human logic. So we all possess some sort of martyrism, martyrdom. Let's dive a little deeper. Hello, you now, my brand new friend, Ezraline. Nice to meet you, Ezraline. Robinson Hernandez. David Costello. Good to see all you beautiful, sexy human souls on the You Now platform. So let's get down to some center of light, martyr, in the name of love. From my new bestseller, Homecoming: Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. You can now purchase on Amazon. The link is in this forum. So for those on You Now, go to Amazon and look up Homecoming: Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, Keith Anthony Blanchard. But you can also, everyone, use that same link to leave me a review. Thank you. Let's keep moving forward. Dialogue from my conversation with Spirit many years ago. I am, oh shit, years old. 1996, 97, 98. Dialogue has changed. My conversation with Spirit. Spirit starts off, at least in this excerpt, know that I do support the notion of leadership, but for what I have seen thus far, the track records of many of those whom you have elected into power has been poor. Yes, there have been moments in history when true leaders have appeared, but just as they were on their way to making positive changes, they were assassinated, leaving their visions to die on the vine. Yes, in past times, power junkies engaged in all sorts of atrocities. It goes very deep in this knuckleheaded nonsense. They succeeded in putting an end to nations, exterminating races of people, and murdering countless individuals. They crucified Jesus. We're going to throw a little wedge in that. Why? For the sake of expansion, and so that gives everyone the opportunity to do research. Doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't mean it's not. I'm stirring the pot. They crucified Jesus, assassinated Abraham Lincoln, John and Robert Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and stomped out the fire of many others who were trying to build a better world. Martyrdom. Those who have the bravery, the courage to brave the wilderness of death. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. It's tough, I understand. I don't want to die either. I don't have an issue with crossing to the other side. My concern is more so how I'm going to cross to the other side, right? But in such crossing, the bridge to the soul, be it alive for the greater good, or be it in dead for the greater good. When we get to the other side, which is really the inside, it all simply gets forgotten. Never forget. Always remember those before us who traversed the land of the rotten only to bring about a sweeter fruit, a divine fruit. Because it does take fertilizer, horseshit, and nonsense to fertilize and give nutrients to the soil for something beautiful and greater can grow. The greater good. Hello, Robert. I'm going to take a short song break. Going to be right back, and we're going to dive in to the fire. We're going to get higher and experience what it's possibly like to be in the ones before us shoes. Love Song of the Blues, win or lose. They were in the fire. I understand we're going to lay down our life in any form for those closest to us. But what about those in the future that we have no, quote, relationship to whatsoever? There have been many that have come upon the great stage of earth to say, I am such a one. Daughter or son. Love has already won. But it's about manifesting it. And these people have simply sacrificed. So in such sacrifice, if Jesus Christ was the master of sacrifice, and anyone after who followed suit, it's a Christed act. It's all an act of the Christ principle. Let's see what we're going to play tonight. How about What Do You Want Now? Off of my soon-to-be new album, probably another year. What do you want? I'm asking that of myself. What do I want? You know what? I can't actually tell you. I can, but I don't dare. Why? I don't want to. Well, why not? Because I don't want to limit what I deserve. So what is it I deserve? Everything. You deserve everything. We all deserve everything. And those that came before us set us free by the codes, the template, the models that they have lived, exemplified, and left, not behind, but left forward. Such things for us to have the power to ask ourselves, what do you want? What do I want? Hello, Joe. Joe, if your page is clean now, I would love to befriend you back. I had to quote block you because I think you got hacked. So blessings, my brother, to you and yours. I'll see you guys shortly. For my new album, this is called What Do You Want Now? I can't seem to figure things out. Maybe everything I claim to know is absolute bullshit. Where else can I go but inward? Nothing on the outside has ever brought me some sort of peace. I once heard from a friend about something called Samadhi. If I remember correctly, he told me it's being in a space of stillness, an inner quiet, silence on all levels, sort of like being in a cave in meditation, waiting simply, however long it takes, for God to awaken you and bring you to the realm of all possibilities.
tell me, did you ever think you can have what you want? 'Cause it sure is happening to me. Everything that I tell you, best believe it is true. And you too will soon see. Come on now, what do you want? Come on now, what do you want now? What do you want? What do you want now? Now tell me, will you look within to know who you are? Either way, that choice is yours. But when you take the time just to be with yourself, that's when you will make the score. What do you want? Come on now. What do you want now? What do you want? What do you want now?
Welcome back to Center of Light, all you beautiful, sexy human Yanavites. Center of Light, the most spiritual, educational, entertainment nonsense on the internet. It's good to see you. Tonight is Center of Light, Martyr, or Martyrs, those who have lived and died for the greater good. In the name of love. In the name of love. One more in the name of love. Hello, Abigail. Hello, Kelly Bauman. I'm going to present forth now some ideas. Take them how you want. I'm not affected about how you take it, but I do care that you take it and do the research. Inner research, most importantly. But Google does exist. It is a manifestation of omnipresence. If you think about the omnis, think about the internet. Internet work is a manifestation of God. And I will share with you its three attributes, components, variables, elements that make it so. The internet is everywhere. God is everywhere, omnipresent. The internet is all knowledge, all powerful. God is omnipotent. Anything you want to know is on the internet. Omniscience. It's all there. But you, as the internet, is here. So I'm going to offer you a few different ideas. It's not here to butt hurt you. Don't be butt tender. It's not my agenda. It's simply to offer bubbles, glimpses, packages of light into all possibilities versus being so bullheaded, including myself, or so headstrong that, no, it's got to be this way. You can bet your sweet bippy on higher realities. It's not any way that we can possibly imagine in the first place. So in the first place, let's be open to all possibilities. Here we go. Tonight we're going to be speaking about these three guys. It could be women. It just so happens to be about these three guys. So don't be butt tender females. I love you equally. It's about the lesson and the blessing. So who are the three guys? It's definitely Martin Luther King and John F. Kennedy, and not Bono, but it's the one in the background, if you will, emitting the light, the idea, the Christ principle. Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, and Christ. Bono is there because he's famed for the song, "In the Name of Love." Right? Let's get down to some Center of Light radio, Martyr, "In the Name of Love," beeswax. Here we go. I'm offering possibilities. We're going to start off with John F. Kennedy. But I will tell you, these three people, John, I'm thinking of Robert Kennedy as what? Robert Kennedy is another. John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and Yeshua, Jesus Christ, Sananda. They all knew they were going to die. Jesus had images as a young boy, visions of his crucifixion. Martin Luther King knew. He was probably hoping not, but he knew he was going to die. In fact, in his "I Have a Dream" speech, he said, "I may not reach the mountain with you," the kingdom, or whatever his words was. Of course, I'm paraphrasing. "I might not reach the place with you." He knew. Robert Kennedy knew. When you go up against the Cajun Mafia, Carlos Marcella and his clan, the reason Robert F. Kennedy, I keep getting confused because Robert's in the room. He just posted some. The reason John knew he was not going to make it, there were only two families running liquor, alcohol in the country. It's the Cajun Mafia and the Kennedys. And for what he stood for, and for what he verbalized, ask not what you can do, your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. He was going to divulge a lot of powerful information, hidden information that was kept from us all. Big or small, short or tall, he knew he was going to fall. But he pushed forth. Speaking about John F. Kennedy, let me give you a short snippet of who he was. John Fitzgerald Kennedy, often referred to by his initials JFK, was an American politician who served as the 35th President of the United States from 1961 until his assassination near the end of his third year in office. Conspiracy theory. Did you know that the word conspiracy theory, term conspiracy theory, was invented by the CIA to create a little bit of distortion in the thinking in the process of intellect and understanding and information, to say that I don't believe what you believe, so you're conspiracy theorists. Conspiracy theorists hold many nuggets of truth because they're willing to be a martyr to venture out into the land of no man should tread, because you will be chastised and ridiculed. But he did it anyway. I invite you to go to YouTube. It's worthy and deserving that you do this. That you go to YouTube and look up John F. Kennedy, the Zapruder film. Hello, Lena. Stan Lyon. I love your name, Stan Lyon. Ethan, hi. Everyone on You Now. Everyone's still with me on YouTube. It's worthy, deserving that you go to YouTube and look up when he was assassinated. What you will observe as the motorcade passes a sign, as the motorcade of the governor, his wife, and the driver in the front seat, someone else, I don't know, I'm going by memory, definitely Jackie, and John F. Kennedy in the backseat. As the motorcade reaches the sign, you see this steady moving car. And all of a sudden, it comes to a slow. One thing that was not considered in this, I'm going to volley this back, this conspiracy theory, that human nature, you can practice something all you want, but one thing that was not considered was what happened. Who killed John F. Kennedy? I'm going to throw this out there. In my opinion, I know who killed John F. Kennedy. At least one aspect of it. Well, who is that? Your hands are wringing, right? You're salivating at the mouth. It was the driver of the car. Let me ask you this. If you're in the car, an open car, and someone is shooting at you from the outside, I'm not saying that this didn't occur, but it wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald. But if someone is shooting at you, what is your nature to do like the driver didn't do? Your nature is to duck. Why is Jackie trying to get out of the car? Some people say, well, Keith, she's trying to bring in security because she just saw it happen. Horseshit. You watch this video, and when the car begins to slow, as soon as the car slows, when the driver turns around, they never considered that his foot would come off of the accelerator as to why the car slows down. You will see it if you look. The driver turns around and points a silver plated colored pistol, and he shoots John F. Kennedy directly in his face. That's why Jackie got out the car. She saw what just happened. She's getting out of there, thinking she's next to be a martyr. This gun was not an explosion weapon. It was used by air compression. It was an ice gun, if you will. That's why she's getting out of the car. Watch the video. It doesn't matter. I don't have to be right. I'm not that arrogant. I'm convinced that what my eyes have seen are telling me the truth. Why would one want to get out of a car when one should be ducking when bullets are firing from afar? Watch it. John F. Kennedy was taken out. He was trying to enlighten the world. By his seat of power, his fruit died on the vine. It did. Next, we move to Martin Luther King. Living in Memphis, Tennessee, as I do, I have been to the Civil Rights Museum, and I'm telling you, it's beyond powerful. Robert says, I was there November 22nd, 1963, when John F. Kennedy was assassinated. My father's birthday is November 22nd. And I was born seven days later in 1963. Robert, amazing that you were there. It's also amazing that 300, give or take, people who saw the event within 3 years all died. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Martin Luther King was an American Baptist minister and activist who became the most visible spokesman and leader in the American Civil Rights Movement from 1955 until his assassination in 1968. As I said earlier, I have a dream that one day little white boys and girls and little black boys and girls will live together. That time is now. And he lost his life, but so lived his life powerfully and dimensionally in such depth that you can bet your sweet bippy or your sweet ass that he is now living in that grace, that glory, that fire of the divine because of his Christed principle act, his sacrifice. Hence the song moved Bono so much. In the name of love, one more in the name of love. Tonight is Center of Light Martyr in the name of love. We are all martyrs in the name of love because we love things and people so deeply that sometimes it requires us losing our breath and moving into our death to be reborn into another heightened, beautiful possibility. So what? Honest, beautiful question, and it's deserved to be asked. What is that greater, beautiful possibility? If you know me well, you know I'm going to say it's you. It is you. You are here now in the wake of the past from those who have offered us such amazing unifying civility. But in the wake, not only the wake as in the wake of the past, but I mean the awakeness of those who are awake in the past that is offering us to wake out of this sleep, deep sleep. Are you awakening? Are you seeing the truth? You will not see the truth for what we think it is until you look in the mirror and see the truth of who you are. It's only then that it comes back to the rock star, which is you. We can call the truth or the beauty and the miracles, whatever we call them, all we want. But we have to call them back to ourselves. You have to call your soul back to yourself to ever understand such power and beauty. That's the duty that is been given to all of us. If we think the life of Martin Luther King or John F. Kennedy was beautiful, wait till you're really awake. For goodness sake, it will take on a whole new meaning and will offer a whole new gleaning of things. If you see the lives of anyone that has been a martyr as beautiful, fantastic. God bless you. You turn it within itself and allow it to present itself. Not only do you get good cake, you get ice cream or whipped cream and a cherry on that cake. For goodness sake, we are all becoming awake. Martyr number 3. I'm going to be right back. Christ Jesus was a prime example of supreme living during his time upon earth. By living a life of righteousness and peace, he was able to make a powerful impact and a profound difference. Some 2,000 years later, his life is still the standard. He is still the truth, the hope, the light, and the way. His teachings have inspired countless millions to live a pure and love-filled life, thus creating the energy needed for the whole world to shift. Jesus searched for God his entire early life, walking the land believing he was only a messenger. But as an adult, when he visited the Himalayan monasteries, he learned from the masters who lived there to seek God within himself. And he came to the realization that the external world was only a kaleidoscopic picture interpreted by his own mind. His pilgrimage was a great success in that it helped him to realize that he was no longer just a messenger of God, but was now the Son of God. When Jesus stood upon the hill and spoke to the multitude, the young teacher offered great wisdom, but few believed his words. In fact, many shouted, "Are you the Messiah? If you are truly the Messiah, then perform a miracle for us." Because of their doubt and fear, people did not realize that the miracle was already there in the form of Jesus. He was there to inform them about their own freedom, their divine nature, and the fact that indeed they were no different from him. Can you see how so many missed their window of opportunity to reach spiritual liberation because they doubted that he was the Christ? Jesus appeared to be an ordinary man like everyone else, but soon enough, no one could deny his extraordinary presence. Once people believed that he was who he said he was, why didn't they follow him then? Because soldiers using brute force if necessary were regularly deployed to bring to a halt all the rabble-rousing that seemed to happen wherever he went. But despite all adversity, Jesus pushed on to the very end. When that day came, Jesus accepted his death freely, thus showing those around him how such an event is not the end of life, but only a transition to another level of being, the infinite and immortal change of the Atma, the Spirit. For dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. Genesis 3:19. In the centuries since Jesus' ascension, most have focused on his death instead of his life and his afterlife. People still seek him on the cross, but he is no longer there. As long as people continue to be bound to that image, they cannot begin to understand the crucifixion metaphor. If you want to be a true follower of Christ, you must take Jesus down from that old rugged cross and move on with your life. Do you not understand that the Lamb was sacrificed then for your liberation now? Let me ask you a question. Does the fact that most in his time doubted that he was the Christed one detract from the truth about the one called Jesus? There are many who already accept this 2,000-year-old truth, but know that the cycle of doubt versus truth is happening yet again. Yes, there are many who have inherited the heirloom of doubt from those who questioned Jesus on the hill. Their misgivings echo now as they did then. If you New Agers think you are messiahs with your I am God view, then perform a miracle for us, they say. I ask you, do you want to be one of those in Jesus' time regarded by future generations as one of history's doubters? Your answers matter not, for no amount of doubt can take away the validity of the messiahship appearing now to enlighten you about your freedom, power, and oneness with God. Welcome back to Center of Light, Martyr. In the name of love. About those throughout time who have laid down their life and lived their life to lay it down. Robert, he said something. I hope you're correct. Well, one, my bro, I don't care about being correct, but I will say no comment, and I respect that. If we're referring to the John F. Kennedy thing, which I think it is, just go watch the video. It doesn't matter to me what resolution you come up with. This is what I'm open to being wrong. I'm open to the possibility of being so incorrect that something else occurred. But I do honestly see someone, as the driver, turn around. In the sun, you see the gun glisten. So we'll see. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Someone laid down their beautiful life for life. So now we're going to move to, which I'm going to offer another model, another idea. My intention is not to butt tender anyone, but I will mention something for everyone to just simply take in. We're going to be speaking about the master I just spoke about, or in the video of my movie, that snippet of my movie, and the meek shall inherit the earth, the prophecy realized, about the life of Yeshua, Jesus. Do the research before you come at me or anyone, because it doesn't bother me. I care about your thoughts, but I don't care about what you think. It sounds brutal, but it's not meant that way. I like exploring and discovering new possibilities. And over my years, I've found new possibilities that could resound in a land of profound, because if we think about the life of Christ, there's a lot we don't know, because you're not supposed to know. So I take this in consideration. So I'm asking you likewise to take into consideration what I'm going to offer. And what I'm going to offer may, oh my God, you, don't let it do that. Or you can choose not to let it do that. Just say, it's just nonsense. Or you can do the research and go, while it's possible, it is possible. Is it possible that Jesus did not die on the cross? Before your mind gets going, oh, my mistake, Ted. He was replying to my comment, Keith. Well, either way, it still applies applicable to anyone who this may not gel with. So, Robert, my apologies to you, sir. So, is it possible that Jesus did not die on the cross? Then people will automatically or likely say, well, of course he didn't die. He was resurrected and lives eternally. I get that. But is it possible that Jesus did not die on the cross? From Osho Rajneesh, Realize Soul. To die on the cross takes 48 hours. So there is not a possibility that he could have died on the cross. Many people, I understand, no one's trying to fudge your deity and your chosen Lord. Definitely not me. Because exploring the possibility that he didn't die on the cross can move a person. I get it. But if you ask any follower of Christ, wouldn't you have wanted him to live? You'd say, of course. Well, that being said, why would many people be so opposed to the possibility that he actually lived? Because many people relate to the suffering of Christ. It's relatable. We are humans. We relate to suffering. Osho, Jesus never died on the cross. To die on the cross takes 48 hours. Some people have survived the cross for 6 days. Jesus, in the words of Osho, Jesus was taken down from the cross only after 6 hours. So there is not a possibility that he could have died on the cross. It was a conspiracy between a rich sympathizer of Jesus and Pontius Pilate to crucify Jesus as late as possible on Friday. Because on Saturday, the Jews stopped everything. Their Sabbath does not allow any act, so that by the evening of Friday, everything stops. The arrangement was that Jesus would be crucified late afternoon. So before sunset, he was brought down. He may be unconscious because of so much blood he had spilled from his body, but he was not dead. Then he, Jesus, would be kept in a cave. And before Sabbath ends and the Jews hung him again, or were going to hang him again, his body was stolen out of that cave by his followers. The tomb was found empty, and Jesus was removed from Judea as quickly as possible. And he was again healthy. And when he was again healthy and able to eat, he moved to India and lived a long life of 112 years old in Kashmir. Lots of historical record. You can get mad at Keith, get mad at the historical record. Lots of historical record says that Yeshua and Mary Magdalene moved to the south of France for a while and had children. Hence the blood of Christ, the cup, the Holy Grail. Most people think the Holy Grail, and it is the cup that captured the blood of Christ when he was pierced by the sword of destiny in his side. The cup of his blood. But also the cup of his blood is the lineage. He passed through Mary Magdalene down to his children. The cup of his blood. His lineage. I like both ideas. I love both ideas. Both ideas open me up greater than only one idea. I'm free. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. Wow. So Jesus supposedly moved to France, South France, and raised a family. And give or take, I don't know the order of France, Kashmir, or Kashmir, France, but lived to be 112 years old. And there is supposedly a very humble, simple gravesite that marks Jesus's body's laying place in Kashmir. Do the research. Don't be upset. Impregnate yourself with a higher possibility of something that is just delicious. Moving into the dialogue section with my time with Spirit in the mid-1990s to the late 1990s, I asked Spirit, when will this cleansing... What's up, Scott Petrie? When will this cleansing occur? I asked Spirit all those years ago. God says, it's happening now. Keith, take a look around. This was 1990, whatever. And now we're in 2020, whatever. It's happening now, Keith. Take a look around. Can you not see the infrastructures of family, religion, education, geopolitics are all beginning to weaken? And I say without a doubt. But I also see a lot of people who want to build and are building their lives on truth. I see it on all sorts of TV shows, the news. Heck, I can even see it in the eyes of people who don't even know they are searching. It seems like almost everyone is looking for something to fill the hole, the emptiness, but also the hole with a W, W-H-O-L, the wholeness that we feel inside. What is going on? And Spirit responds by saying, I am answering people's prayers. And I say, huh? Keith, you seem to think that the rebuilding of society and everyone's search for truth are different from one another, but they are one and the same. You are all creating these changes by finally recognizing the illusion you have been living in, by realizing your relationship to a cause greater than yourselves. Center of Light tonight is Center of Light Martyr in the name of love, by recognizing your relationship to a cause greater than yourselves. We are dying. Dear Lord, we are all dying, and all of us are being reborn. And by deciding to take that cause up, it is through this new perception that you're becoming more globally? Are we not becoming more globally aware? Watching everything that takes place within the institutions at work in the modern world. Now when mishaps happen, you are demanding answers. And I respond, will we ever know the answers? I mean, the truth about all the things that have been kept from us. Spirit responds, if you continue your quest for me, indeed you will, because all questions will fall by the wayside when I become your answer. The answer within, the answer without question. What I'm saying is that once everyone begins to establish the divine within themselves, you will find the solution to all of your problems. You are all on the cusp of choosing your fate by the martyrs before us that helped us to learn what is great. What is it that we need to do to ensure that we make it? Take responsibility for everything, like those martyrs before us. They took absolute responsibility. Take responsibility for everything that happens and tolerate nothing that is not in alignment with where you want to be. And I respond by saying, I am sure that giving up our desire to acquire stuff wouldn't hurt either. No, it would not. But surrender does not mean to only release your desire of possessions. It also means that you must abandon the dogmatic religious, cultural, and political views that we've been talking about tonight, instilled by and in you from those who want to control. You must back out of these systems completely if you're not being fed loving spoonfuls of universal truth. In closing, I respond, I've met many who walk the path of universal truth, but are there enough of us in the world to cause it to shift? And Spirit responds, all over the world, there are men and women who are living such exemplary lives that they elevate the consciousness of the entire sphere of acquaintances. There are enough of you, all right. It is when you make the shift that remains in question. Pray that it will not take too long, because a few years hence, Christ the Good Shepherd will be ready to gather his flock. Scott Petrie says, my shining light is love, my guy. I try to keep it liddy, meaning lighty, flighty, and the higher realms of possibility. Robert Harrison says, is that your shining light, Scott? I love it. Everyone tonight has been Center of Light Martyr. In the name of love, one more in the name of love. We look at this banner. When I look at this banner, all I see is beauty. Souls who care so much. And you are one of them. You are martyr. It's in divine order that you are such. Clutch this beautiful idea. Adhere to these Christed principles, Buddhic principles, Krishnic principles. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's all that which is beautiful, because it is that which holds everything together. That's the beauty of it. Even in the nonsense, it's even holding all the nonsense together. Because the nonsense, I tell you, I'm not here to sell you anything, is grace. That which is in your face that you don't like so much is more likely the most beautiful thing that you can ever see, because it's mirroring to you and to me. I hope you agree. Where the work lies, where there's gorgeousness, beauty, joy, there's no work to be done. Daughter or son, we have one in this way. Where there is vexation, this, that, trouble, is simply God saying, I need you right here, right now on the double. This is where you actually engage yourself as to why you're here in the first place. Can I please kiss you on your divine child face? It's not hard. It's never been hard. But in some way, we're going to have to become the martyr. Into the fire we go in divine order. We're going to have to be burnt alive so that the phoenix can rise through the ashen, that we may live again. Peace, love, and do what you need to do. The window is depleting of opportunity, but in the opportunity, the window is so open. If you are present, it will never close for you. Ironic, isn't it? For those who are unconscious, the window is depleting. For those who are conscious, it will never shut. Don't shut yourself off from the truth. Again, what is that truth? Is it John F. Kennedy? Is it Jesus? Is it Martin Luther King? It is. But more so, it's you. You're the truth. You're the living word, are you not? It's because of the word that you live. And because that you live of the living word, it's you. So all we need to do is simply get to the alignment of the truth. Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, Jesus, Horace, policemen, firemen, soldiers, people who care about things beyond themselves. That's the Christed principle. Peace, love, and treat yourself to something beautiful. You deserve it. Spend a little money. Don't spend money. Spend yourself with yourself. Spend some time doing something you love beyond anyone else. That's the Christed principle, because it's truly about joy. And when you employ yourself taking care of you, dear Lord, you take care of everyone else. Peace, love, and in the name of love, I appreciate you.